I just realised when pressing the record button, it's probably not the best idea if I might wear a fucking Germany top when doing this match preview. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today it's time to do the match preview for the Celtic and Rasenballsport Leipzig RB Leipzig match on Thursday, away from home. I actually put it in the wrong order there. As we head for our third Europa League game, and a game which, you know, really does hold a lot of importance for Celtic. We have been off to not the greatest of starts after losing away from home in Salzburg. But what can you do? We're against big teams and teams who arguably have better quality than us. But this game is arguably the hardest game of the group, and it's time to sit down and preview that. Celtic coming off the back of a very good performance at the weekend against Hibernian, but problems in that game that we can't ignore that will come into effect this game on Thursday. It was something I kind of just skipped over completely when talking about my match review against Hibs, and that was the defensive problems that we did show in conceding the 2 goals. And those problem areas, especially on that right hand side with Mikael Lustig, I just kind of overlapped it and just forgot all about it because of how happy I was that we got a result. We were very good going forward, we scored very good goals. Really the kind of joy and the positives from that game overlapped it for me, but we still need to address them, especially coming to this game. They really do need to be addressed. And there's a few things to be addressed on both sides, and we'll try and cover as much of it as possible heading into this. So, form-wise, you know, there's 2 types of form to look at this, look into going into this game. And that is both the club's domestic form and both clubs' Europa League form. So both clubs sitting on the exact same record, 1 win, 1 loss. We obviously beat Rosenborg at Celtic Park with a 1-0 win, and then lost 3-1 away from home to Salzburg, while Leipzig lost at home to Salzburg and managed to win away from home to Rosenborg. That is the Europa League form, pretty similar right now. We're sitting on the same amount of points, there's not much to dispute there. League form, both teams, you know, the Bundesliga, in my opinion, is the best league in the world for football. The most entertaining, the most, you know, I would say most competitive, but Bayern Munich have won the league the last 6 years in a row with ease. But when you look past Bayern Munich and you look at the club standard of Red Bull Leipzig, it's very competitive. Very, very competitive league table they've got there. And obviously them just off the rise, coming into the league, they've had a few great opening seasons. And so far this season, they've had a fantastic start to the season as well. They've only lost once. They are looking good. They know how to score goals. They've got the right players to score goals. And they are a very, very dangerous team. The last game they played, it was a 0-0 draw. Before that, they won 6-0. We are coming off the back of 2 emphatic wins. But now this is a completely different, you know, water. You know, just a completely different field of water that we are swimming into. St Johnstone was put 6 behind 4 past Hibs, which is very impressive. But we're now going up against a team which has such great players defensively and offensively. Now, one of the major positives we could take away on Leipzig's part, and you might have heard, you might have not have heard, is that Emil Forsberg, the Swedish international, has picked up an injury and will miss the game. But on our side as well, we're also going to be missing key players. James Forrest suspended for the game. Scott Brown, will he be able to play after being fielded off against Hibernian, picking up a knock? Very much doubt it. We obviously had to deal with a lack of Brown. Did he play again? I don't think he did play against Salzburg, did he? He didn't, and he missed the St Johnstone game also. And now he's out again with a knock, and God knows how long he'll be out for. So both sides are dealing with missing key players. Forsberg's such a massive part to their attacking football, but Leipzig are a team who, going forward, are ruthless. They can go forward fast and really out of nowhere. And that is due to one man, and that one man is Timo Werner. And I'm worried of how we're going to deal with him. There's one man in the park for us who's going to struggle, and that's Mikael Lustig. Let's just get that right out the way, talk about that first. Mikael Lustig is going to be completely out of his depth here. Werner can go out to that left-hand side and cause him a world of problems. Werner can play through the middle and cause our centre-halves a world of problems. They've also got players like Bruma, who is going to cause Lustig problems. Sabitzer, problems. I mean, he can barely handle fucking Martin Boyle playing for Hibs. Never mind, you know, the likes of these players who I've previously just mentioned. So it's really one of those situations I want to sit down and say, if we buckle down at the back and we do our best, we can keep them out. But let's be honest, Lustig, as much as he might want to and might try to buckle down, he's always going to be making an arse of himself, trying to chase players down. The way he does close down, it just frustrates me. Everything he does is, you know, you question all the time, and we just need a better player at that right back position. As much as I love him, I say it all the time. He's just not good enough. And he leads so many problems on for the rest of the defence as well. And that's one thing we've got to look out for. The good thing is about this game, we're heading in with a pretty strong centre-half partnership. We've got a fully fit Benkovic and a fully fit Boyata ready to start the game. I can only presume after starting the game at the weekend. None of them picked up knocks. Benkovic looking fantastic as we are now getting used to seeing the more and more he plays, which is a great sign. But once again, Leipzig are the type of team who have got players who could just completely expose everything that we have so far built up in these players and make an arse of us and an arse of them. So it's going to be a very, very difficult game to control their attacking prowess and what they can do moving forward, because as I said, it could just come from nowhere. That's the thing. It's one ball over to Werner, he's gone. He's faster than every player on our team. No doubt about that. He's one of the fastest players in Europe. And for a striker, he's deadly. He gets through one-on-one, he's going to put it past Craig Gordon. We need to make sure we are vigilant and always fucking on our feet at the back. We need to be ready for these sudden counter-attacks which can really come out of nowhere with the likes of Red Bull Leipzig. I spent a lot of time watching the Bundesliga, and they're one of the most dangerous teams for the counter-attack that I have seen in all of Europe over recent years. They've also changed manager this year, Leipzig, and the style of play is always going to change when a new manager comes in. But one thing that any manager taking control of that Leipzig team can do is really use and abuse the counter-attack system, because they have got the players to do it, and Timo Werner is the key man for that. Us moving forward, what we've seen in recent games, in the last 2 games in the league, especially for Celtic, is nice attacking, flowing football, good passing, good movement. We've scored 10 goals in our last 2 league games, which is fantastic. Absolutely incredible. But they've got a strong back line. They've got the likes of Willy Orban in there, Upamecano, the other French boy whose name I forgot. They've got good fullbacks as well. Halstenborg is one of the names that come into mind. I forgot the name of the right back. They've got a fantastic back line as well, and a strong goalkeeper into the bargain. It's not going to be as easy to try and whip out this fast flowing attacking moving football that we've seen against St Johnstone and Hibs, because it's just in general a better team. We've not got wee James Forrester there as well, so that begs the question of who's going to play on the right hand side. How are we going to work that one out? Edouard, will he be partnered with Griffiths? There's all these questions that come to mind about Celtic's tactics. Everything changes so much when you come against a team like this, as in comparison to when you're playing a team like St Johnstone or Hibs. And that's no disrespect to St Johnstone and Hibs, but it's just true. You're taking on a European giant here, in Rasenballsport Leipzig, so things have to change. And we've seen at Salzburg, we started the game fantastically, and then we were kind of on the back foot for the majority of the game. We went on to concede 3 goals. If we can take an early lead again, and who knows what we can do. It's going to be difficult. I don't expect Celtic to go out and win this game by no means, but what I do want to see, and what I slightly expect to see, is a more vigilant performance where we're not giving away easy goals, and something we can be proud about, something that will give us hope for the remaining 3 games, because after this we've got 2 home games we need to take maximum points from, and an away game to Rosenborg, which arguably we should be able to win, going past previous qualifiers where we've managed to beat Rosenborg away from home and managed to knock them out of the Champions League altogether. So we've got 3 games after this where you've got to hope for maximum points, and that can hopefully see us through to the last 32. This isn't the be-all end-all, but a convincing performance is needed to install the faith in both the fans and the team. Because it's all about confidence when it comes to these big teams. It's all about confidence. We'll talk about this. As for the team itself, the 11 I would play, should we change up much from the team that was fielded against Hibs? No, I don't think so. If it was up to me, I'd be playing the exact same team. But also you've got to take into consideration Forrest and Brown are gone. Who jumps in there? Edouard has got to start up front. There's no question about it. He's scoring. I wouldn't risk bringing on Griffiths and playing the 2 up front and changing the system. I like the system we went with against Hibs. Rogic, if he can play well, if he hits his best, he can cause problems. There's no doubt about that. Another international player that can be on the field for us. Who takes Forrest's place? Do you bring Sinclair on, maybe move McGregor over to the more the right hand side and have Sinclair on the left? Do you bring on Lewis Morgan? Do you bring on Mikey Johnson? There's a few options that can be explored there. Ultimately, you're going to miss James Forrest because he's on form at the minute. He's off the back of a couple of fantastic games. He's got to be missed. So there's a couple of options to be explored there. If it was up to me, I'd probably just take the risk of playing Sinclair over on that left-hand side, who is struggling for confidence, but if he can do something, add a wee bit of flair, find that flair that we do know he has, he just struggles to find nowadays, then, that's alright. McGregor can probably do a job over on that right-hand side. As for Brown, who comes in to replace him, big Chrissy I don't know if he's still out. He could come in and play as a deep line playmaker. You could just bring Big Malumbu into the team, and honestly, that's probably the option I would go with. I would bring Malumbu back in, who looks strong, and he's the kind of player who gets in about it, and hopefully doesn't let Leipzig away with too much in the middle. They've got great players in the middle as well. Remember that Kevin Campbell is in there, for example. Marcel Sabitzer, very good players. It's a strong team. It's going to be a difficult game. There is no doubt about that. Do I expect us to win? No, I don't expect us to win. We're looking at a team who's sitting in the 4th or 5th in the Bundesliga at the minute, with players far superior, us funds far superior to us. There's only so much you can ask for, but as I said, I'll be happy if we can take a convincing performance away that suggests that we can go and do something with the remaining 3 games in this group. But only time will tell. My score prediction, I love being optimistic. You know me. I like coming on here and being optimistic and giving it. I think Celtic can walk away with a point. But after losing in Salzburg, we're going against ultimately a better team. Although Leipzig were defeated at home by Salzburg, so I could be wrong in saying so. I still believe Leipzig are a better team. I think Leipzig will win the game, and I'm going to go for a 2-1. That's me being optimistic still, isn't it? 2-1 Leipzig win. But it's all about the 3 games after that. But an optimistic outcome will hopefully come from the game. It's something that will make us go to what we can do it in this last 3 games, a set of 3 games left. But we'll see. Hopefully our goal is scored by Big Eddie. Continue his goal scoring form. Make the £9 million worth it, son. If you have enjoyed, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know your opinions to my opinions. And also let me know your score predictions and what you think about the game in general in the comments below. And I'll see you all next time.